Have you ever wondered how central bankers and governments decide whether to prioritize getting more people into jobs or keeping prices stable and predictable? It is a fundamental challenge, and understanding it is key to mastering macroeconomic principles. The Phillips curve primarily implies that policymakers face a short-run trade-off between unemployment and inflation. This means that efforts to reduce unemployment below a certain level are likely to lead to higher inflation, and conversely, policies aimed at lowering inflation might temporarily increase unemployment. The core mechanism behind this trade-off lies in aggregate demand. When policymakers stimulate the economy, perhaps by lowering interest rates or increasing government spending, aggregate demand rises. This increased demand encourages businesses to produce more and hire additional workers, leading to lower unemployment. However, as the economy approaches its full capacity, increased demand for labor and resources can push up wages and input costs. Businesses then pass these higher costs on to consumers in the form of higher prices, resulting in inflation. Historically, this concept evolved significantly with the introduction of expectations. In the short run, people might be slow to adjust their inflation expectations. So, if policymakers unexpectedly stimulate the economy, unemployment can fall. However, in the long run, people fully anticipate policy changes. As economists like Milton Friedman and Edmund Phelps highlighted, if inflation becomes a persistent feature, workers will demand higher wages and businesses will raise prices preemptively. This shifts the short-run Phillips curve upwards, meaning the same level of unemployment now comes with higher inflation. In the long run, there is no permanent trade-off, and the economy tends to return to its natural rate of unemployment. For central banks and governments, this understanding is vital. If they perceive unemployment as too high, they might use expansionary monetary or fiscal policies to boost demand, accepting a potential increase in inflation in the short term. Conversely, if inflation is running too high, they might implement contractionary policies, like raising interest rates, knowing it could temporarily slow economic growth and increase unemployment. The goal is often to navigate this delicate balance and avoid pushing the economy too far in either direction, especially when considering the long-run implications of inflationary expectations. An important insight for policymakers is the concept of the non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, often referred to as NAIRU. This represents the unemployment rate below which inflation tends to accelerate. If the actual unemployment rate falls below the NAIRU, it signals that the economy is overheating and inflation is likely to rise. Estimating the NAIRU in real time is challenging, making it a constant puzzle for economic forecasters and a critical input into policy decisions. Ultimately, the Phillips curve teaches us that macroeconomic policy is a continuous balancing act. Policymakers must constantly weigh the immediate benefits of lower unemployment against the potential costs of higher inflation, and vice versa. They also need to consider how their actions will influence public expectations, which are crucial for long-term price stability and sustainable economic growth.